For PG readers, today we are going to be focusing on the Greek myth of Arachne. This slideshow includes background and information as well as the myth. Notice for this myth, we are going to be talking about Athena again, the goddess of wisdom and war. She seems to be in a lot of the myths that we're reading. So some important background information so that you have a picture in your head of what is going on while we're reading. This image here of a shuttle is what you use to create tapestries and blankets and things on a loom. The word shuttle is in the myth, and one of the goddesses uses it. So you'll have a picture in your head of what it looks like. Notice that the wool or the yarn is in the shuttle and you use it with the loom. Then we have a picture of a loom, and there's many different kinds of looms. I know on The Big Bang Theory, Sheldon is making a serape or something, and his is a different kind of loom. But this is just to have a picture in your head of what one looks like. I don't know if you've ever seen one or in art class. And then down at the bottom here, this is an image of a tapestry with gods woven into it, just like in the myth. And then over here on the bottom left is an image of needlepoint. I don't know if you've ever seen people doing that, or if you saw that on when Mrs. Reedy and Mrs. Merrill used to do the days where they would teach you fun things. So this is just a little bit of background for the myth Arachne. So now we have an image of Arachne. She was a talented weaver. So look at her loom. It's a little different than the one on the slide before. She learned her craft. She learned how to weave from Athena. So now this picture here is an image. The colored picture here is a picture of the goddess of wisdom and war. She has a shield. Look at her hat. Just very regal and majestic. This is an important vocabulary needed for you to understand the story. Please feel free to go back and look at this slide for any questions on the Google form. This is really great vocabulary. So the word indignant, the first word, it's a feeling or showing anger or annoyance at what is perceived as unfair treatment. So it may not be that you're treated unfairly. You may think you're treated unfairly. So you're angry about it. You're indignant. The next word, mortals. Mortals of living human being, often in contrast to a divine being. So being that we're talking about myths, we're talking about gods and goddesses. So mortals would be the human beings in the story. Tapestry. You saw the image before. A tapestry is a piece of thick textile fabric with pictures or designs formed by weaving colored threads or embroidery onto canvas. Last word is agile. You might have heard this word before, maybe in gym class. Able to move quickly and easily. Agile. So these are important vocabulary words needed to understand the story. So now here's the myth Arachne, and once again you'll notice in the top right hand corner here's a picture. This is yet another kind of loom, and over here you'll notice that there's a shuttle. So let's start. Arachne. There once lived a young country girl named Arachne, who was a very talented weaver. She had learned this craft from Athena, the goddess of wisdom and teacher of the arts of spinning, weaving, and needlework. People came from miles around to admire Arachne's work, and she soon became quite conceited. My weaving is even more beautiful than that of the goddess Athena, she boasted to her visitors. Hearing this, Athena was indignant. Disguised as an old woman, she went down to earth to scold Arachne. Be careful, she warned. It is wrong to compare yourself to a goddess. But I am a better weaver, the girl haughtily insisted. Let Athena come if she dares, and we'll have a competition. Uh-oh. With that, the old woman disappeared. And remember, the old woman is really Athena. In her place stood the radiant, gray-eyed goddess Athena, crowned with her golden helmet. Let the contest begin, she said. We'll soon see who is more skilled. Arachne and Athena sat down at their looms and began to weave. With shimmering threads of gold and silver, Athena wove wondrous pictures of the gods in all their glory. In the corners of her tapestry, she designed scenes of the punishments of mortals who had dared to compete with the gods. Take note, foolish girl, before it's too late, she cautioned Arachne. But Arachne paid no attention. Her shuttle, strung with rainbow-colored thread, flew back and forth across her loom. She smiled to herself as she filled her tapestry with scenes showing the gods' weaknesses, trickery, and faults. When Athena saw Arachne's work, she was furious. Your weaving is indeed skillfully done, but your pictures are an insult to the gods. You will pay for your arrogance and your lack of respect, she declared angrily. The goddess took her shuttle and ripped the girl's tapestry to pieces. Then she sprinkled Arachne with a magical liquid. The girl's body shrank and shrank until it was no bigger than a pebble. Her agile fingers, which had been so clever at weaving, turned into 8 thin legs. Athena had transformed Arachne into a spider. For all your days you will weave and spin, said the goddess, and so will your children and your children's children. So that's the end of the myth. Just so you know, an arachnid is a spider. And notice that Arachne is the name of the character who was turned into a spider. So notice how maybe we get some of our words from our root words or meanings. So that's something that if you're interested in, you can look up spiders and arachnids. So please click on the Google form in the classroom to complete the questions related to the myth. If you need to go back and re-listen to the story and instruction, please do that, or go back to the Google slideshow and look at the vocabulary. Use the text to help you answer the questions. The form is loaded in the Google Classroom. Please go back and forth to the text to check your answers. Have a great day, readers.